TOEFL Speaking Task 4 is tricky. You only have 20 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to give your response. You must be well prepared to be able to give a high-scoring answer. You must know what the task looks like and what you have to do to score high. And this is what I'm going to teach you in this video. We have a look at TOEFL Speaking Task 4, and I will show you how to give a great answer. If you're going to take your TOEFL soon, check out my TOEFL materials. There, I teach you everything you need to score high. I show you step by step how to give high-scoring answers. And of course, we do many practice tests together, so you will feel confident for your test. You can find the link to the TOEFL materials in the description box. And now, let's get started. TOEFL Speaking Task 4 is the last of the TOEFL speaking tasks, but it's worth the same number of points as the other ones. Therefore, you need to be just as careful when answering it. This is called an integrated task, but there is no reading portion. You only hear a lecture. It's between 1 and 2 minutes long. The speaker introduces a topic, then gives 2 examples or steps related to it. The lecturer might speak with an American accent. However, you might also hear a Canadian, British, Australian, or New Zealand accent. For this task, it helps to become familiar with different accents. After that, you see the question prompt. The question always asks you to explain the topic using the examples. A sample prompt might be like, using the examples of butterflies and lizards, explain 2 ways that animals use camouflage. You see the basic pattern is, using the examples of something and something, explain 2 ways that. The exact words may be different, but the idea is the same for each question. After you see the question, you have 20 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to give your response. That's not a lot of time. I will discuss strategies for completing the task within that limit in a minute. First, I want to discuss the topics in more detail. The topics are always academic. They're like parts of classes that you might hear in your first year in college. Most of the topics are related to biology and animals. Some are focused on marketing or business. I found quite a few that are education or psychology too. Every once in a while, there will be a topic about history, art, or literature. Those are pretty rare though. Now, the important thing to know is that the topics tend to be about a word or concept that may not be familiar to the average student. Don't panic. The TOEFL test is designed to test how well you understand information that's given to you. You don't need any special knowledge to get a good score. Any special terms are defined. You just need to listen closely to find the information you need to answer the question. Since you only have 20 seconds to prepare, you need to organize your ideas quickly. I highly recommend using a template. What is a template? It's a set of sentence starters. You say the starter, then finish the sentence with ideas from the lecture. A template will help you give a high-scoring answer. You will have good organization. The ideas will link together in a logical way. And on top of that, you will be able to pace your answer to finish in the time limit because you won't include too much information on one point. Plus, you will use different vocabulary words that show off your language skills, which improves your score. To get all the templates you need, check out my TOEFL materials. The link is in the description. Now, let's have a look at another important point. This is about how to give your answer. It's about the tone. The lecture is about 2 minutes and you have 1 minute for your response. You need to select the important parts to explain. How do you do that? I find the best way to approach task 4 is to imagine that you are at a lecture at your college. One of your friends couldn't attend. You have to explain the topic and examples to your friend. This image helps you select the best words and tone. You don't want to be too formal and use difficult words that your friend can't understand, right? But you need to be polite too. So you need to select the important ideas to summarize so your friend knows what the lecture is about. That's exactly what the TOEFL examiner is looking for. It's also really important to take notes during the lecture so you don't forget important points. You will be nervous already, so it's easy to forget. Taking notes also organizes your response well. If you use a template, you can finish the sentences with the ideas you have written down. When taking notes, don't write complete sentences. Just jot down enough that you can remember through the end of the task. By the way, if you want more videos about TOEFL speaking, hit the like button and write yes in the comments. If you want me to talk about something else, tell me your video wish in the comments so I know what you would like to see on this channel. Now, let's have a look at 3 more tips for TOEFL Speaking Task 4. Earlier I said that you should imagine explaining the topic to a friend, right? Well, that means you must explain what the topic is. Many students focus too much on the examples and they never say what the point is. You will get a lower score if you do that. Therefore, make sure you say the term that the professor discusses and give a brief definition. My template includes a sentence for this. If you use the template, you can avoid this common mistake. Now, you are probably wondering how to decide which points are important to write down in your notes. You can use the linking words to help understand the part of the lecture. First, the professor will define the term. After that, he or she will give 2 examples, right? Listen for clues like first, second, to know when the new point starts. Of course, the linking words might be more subtle than that. You might hear, for example, moving on to the next point, or a different option is. So while preparing for the TOEFL test, learn as many linking words and phrases as you can. These help with more than task 4 though. You will use them in all the tasks. They help you understand changes in the ideas in the reading and listening sections. They help you write better writing responses. In other words, linking words are very valuable to practice. Finally, I want to end on one more mistake that some students make. Don't add your own opinion. The task is to summarize the lecture. You should not include facts you learned elsewhere or give your preferences or viewpoints on the topic. This is a simple problem to avoid, but lots of students want to add points that they know. Don't lower your score this way. That's it. These are my top tips to boost your score on TOEFL Speaking Task 4. I hope you guys liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you're notified when the next video comes out. Also, share this video with your friends so they can improve their TOEFL score too. See you in the next video.